Once upon a time, long ago, in a peaceful kingdom named Nergar, there lived a beautiful princess named Izza. She was loved by everyone, not just because of her looks, but because of her kind heart. She would often visit the villages, help the sick and the poor, and tell stories to the children. Even though she lived in a palace, she never forgot about those who lived outside its walls. But in the same kingdom, there lived a woman who seemed ordinary, but she was actually a jealous sorceress. She couldn't stand how popular Princess Izza was. So one day she whispered a curse, and in a flash, Princess Izza turned into a tiny sparrow. The sorceress cackled and said, "You will stay like this until you do something truly great for others. Only then will you break the curse." Frightened but determined Izza, the sparrow, flew away from the palace. She flew far and wide until she reached the home of an old woman who lived by the river. The old woman was kind. She took the sparrow in, gave her food and water every day, and talked to her as if she were a little girl. Izza loved the old lady's care, and even though she could have flown back to the palace, she decided to stay with her. After a few months, a terrible famine hit the land. The once happy kingdom was now starving. People had nothing to eat, and Izza, watching them from the old lady's house, felt terrible. She knew she had to do something, but what? Then she remembered a magical valley deep in the mountains. There the mountains were covered with golden wheat, and the magic of the place was so powerful that the sorceress's curse would be weak there. Taking a big deep breath, Izza flew towards the mountains. It was a long journey, and because of the famine, the mountains seemed even more daunting than usual. But little by little, she flew higher and higher. Finally, she reached the Golden Valley. Carefully, she started gathering the wheat seeds and flew back to the old lady's house. Every day, Izza would bring some of the wheat seeds to the village and the people would plant them. Slowly, the fields began to flourish with green plants, and after a while, they were filled with ripe crops. The people were overjoyed. After many days of working tirelessly, Izza fell to the ground and became unconscious. When she woke up, she saw that she had become human again. The golden wheat she had sown as a sparrow had grown into a beautiful field, covering the village with ripe crops. The villagers were overjoyed. They shouted, "Long live the princess! We are alive because of her." From that day on, Princess Izza never went back to living only in the palace. She stayed at the old lady's house, continuing to care for the villagers and teach the children. Her kindness became a legend, remembered by all. As for the jealous sorceress, she vanished, unable to understand the power of love, sacrifice, and courage. The kingdom of Nergar continued to flourish, and the people lived happily ever after.